All right, everyone, this is gonna be a video episode thingy that I'm gonna be start doing where I basically talk about some of my projects after they are finished. I go ahead and talk about everything maybe behind the scenes and basically everything related to that stuff and what you guys can learn from these, whether it was a level or a big video that I made, like all of these things so that you guys can also learn. And it's also gonna have a bunch of like really cool stories. So I'm really excited to show you guys what I'm up to today. So but firstly, what I want to do, what I want you to do is I want you to go to the Geometry Dash and then search my name and then follow me. Follow me. I'm gonna test something. I want to see what happens. So go on my name and then click on this follow button in here. I am just testing something. Just do it for now. I'm gonna let you know what is going on. So in today's episode, we're gonna be talking about my new level, which is called Industrial Escape. It is my best level that I've ever made so far, and there are a lot of things I want to say about this level because it took me like 400 hours to finish, and I've had a lot of mixed reactions, and I'm gonna be talking about why there have been a lot of mixed reactions, but a lot of people really love this level. So I guess let's just start. I'm gonna be talking about every single part individually and saying like the twists and stuff like that I ran into. So this part I thought was really cool, the very first introduction, because if you guys have played the part one of this series, which is Hollow Dungeon, which is also epic, you're gonna see at the end that the skeleton is gonna tell you I'm gonna be following you in like a dark font somewhere like hidden. It's like an Easter egg. And that drags you to this part. So you are basically in like a factory. You have been put as a victim. You fell into this trap and now you are in here in this type of industrial factory or something like that, and a lot of people spawn in here like that. This is how they basically spawn the icons, and you are one of them that just fell into this, and everybody gets this introduction in here that there is no way out except for death. And this is also one of the reasons why there are no indications. This is what you have to understand. This has a lot to do with the story. There is no indications because you have to figure out on your own how to escape these. So these blocks get squished in because you are basically thrown in like a garbage type of, I don't know how do you want to call it, but yeah, you are not here to live basically, and a lot of different things happen to you. You have electricity and stuff like that, and yeah, and after all of these things you fall into a lava pit. That's where you're supposed to fall. However, I decided to add this wall up there, and a lot of people got confused on what to do here, so I added the question marks and it still didn't help. So yeah, I don't know what to do. Like this was like a part of the story that you have no idea where to go. I could have just added an arrow and that would have fixed the issue, but that would have ruined the whole story. So yeah, you are escaping through this vent that is really you can like break through using your head, and then you kill a guy right there. You guys see this skeleton? You go boom and then you kill him. So this guy is basically responsible to make sure that nobody escapes this whole room, you know? In case somebody escapes, he's right there to do something, but this time he was a little bit lazy. Maybe he was, I don't know, like he was thinking about something else and not doing his job, and so as a result you sneak out there and there is really no way here to go. So you're gonna have to fall into this lava, or you go to this door which has been broken because of a mysterious circumstance, and then you see Gleamy, which is a guy that also fell victim to this whole thing, and now you are supposed to save him. And there's actually something that happens when you don't, which is not that very cool. And you see his wing right there, it fell right there, and you have to grab it through this thing. And the reason why this thing exists in the first place is in case these skeletons somehow lose something in here, they can grab it with this thing. But now you can use it to your advantage. And you can see that here it was like an admin type of door in here, but it has been broken, and now you can sneak in there, and the circumstances are perfect so that you get to help this dude that also fell into this trap, which is called Gleamy, who is called Gleamy. And so Gleamy has this special ability that is just perfect for you. It basically spawns objects, it spawns blocks, which is perfect. And here is another door that was closed, but for some reason it is broken. This is a very, what you have to understand about this part is that it's all kind of abandoned, like nobody goes here. It's all like a place for garbage, like you guys know what I'm saying, right? So you can see the boxes here and there, and there's no way out here. So Gleamy again jumps and helps you for there. And you can see these things. This brings you to a wave. The one on the left for a cube, the one on the right for spider, and this one is for robots. And that one is the only one that you can take, which is also just perfect to jump on top of this. And now we have this part, which they have maybe thought about. The skeletons maybe have thought about the idea that somebody might come this far. So as a result, they added these small obstacles, but they never really expected somebody to get this far anyway. But they still added bombs up there. I'm gonna show you in a bit. But there's also a train, which it's just underground somewhere. It doesn't have an engine. Wait, why does it have an engine? Wait, what? Oh my god, okay, that's not that good. Okay, the engine was not supposed to be there. I'm not quite sure what the heck happened, but yeah. So basically what you're supposed to do here is simply go up, and these blocks are right there, and there is a sensor in here that once you touch, these things are gonna start falling on you, and nobody expects anyone to get through these ones. So you are basically doing a perfect job. You're destroying this whole factory on your way because you don't really care. They kidnapped you into this position. You're a hostage in here, and now Gleamy helps you with this dash orb, which allows you to crack through this wall and get yourself the arrow, which basically flies around and cracks the other wall, which allows you to grab the engine, which you need for the train. So you go back to the train, and this is like, you can see that there's absolutely no indications in here, and the reason for that is because this whole level is not meant to be a level that is a normal GD level, like with a lot of indicators and stuff like that. It was supposed to be like Half-Life. You know Half-Life? If you guys have ever played the story game, like there are things that you just have to think, you know? You have to think like, okay, there is a train right there. It doesn't have an engine. It doesn't work. So somewhere there's got to be an engine. So you grab the engine and then you come back. So without any indication, this is how it's supposed to be. So it's basically like a story level type of thing, right? I think it's really cool because I've never seen a level like that. I've never seen something like that. So I think that is very cool. So there is a train up there. This is like a train station type of thing. And the engine is not enough to make you through there, but you can still do this small jump, which is perfect. And now you are on this place, which is impossible to escape without the help of Gleamy. And now Gleamy is in here creating the blocks perfectly for you and making sure that you get up there and escape this factory thing. And you can see the boss in the background. And once you are done, this is the final room. Nobody is gonna escape this thing. Once you're found here, you have these alarms which are basically going off and alerting people, the skeletons, that someone is in here and this shooter guy is shooting at you. So there's no way out. However, you can aim it at this vent and use it to break this vent, because as I told you guys, you can break vents with your head, but not like on the horizontal axis. So you can use a machine gun or your own advantage and make it through this huge vent, which leads to this sewer, which is just basically like a position where it's like a cleaning position. I don't know how you call this position, but basically just there to make sure that the air is always safe and stuff like that. So this leads you to this position in here, my dudes. And this position is where the skeletons live. You are now entering the area of these skeletons. You have like entered their home or their section where they live. And you can see that they were supposed to close down this thingy in here with the crates, but they were too lazy to do so. So yeah, now you are left in here, no way out. You have to be a skeleton to get up there and grab the bombs, but you can't. And yeah, now you are on this position. You are no longer in the industry. You have escaped perfectly. Or if you go down, this guy sees you and now he's hunting you. He's gonna come behind you and he's gonna kill you eventually. So yeah, you go right there, you can see a skeleton and he's sleeping. And this is a big issue now because I have no idea how to escape from here. Even if you want to jump up there, he's gonna get you anyway. So he's right there just for security reasons. And if you go to here, you can see a knife that you can pull out. Now you have a knife. And now you can jump really quick and kill this guy and disguise yourself as a skeleton. You have basically killed a soldier basically, and now you are in his clothes, and now this guy doesn't know where where you went and thinks that you are just his friend, and he's confused. So you can just make it out of there and use this crate just for your advantage. Everything is again so perfect. Again, there's no indications in here, again for the same reason I explained this in a bit. And now you can use the scanner, which is gonna allow you to enter the bomb part, which is the first section where you have to do stuff to basically escape this thing. So you have to place the bomb in there and make these things explode. And this is the part that made a lot of people really mad. And this uses a lot of area triggers, and area triggers are really broken as of right now. I feel like it got epic and not legendary because of these parts, but to be honest, these parts are broken not because of me. You see how the blocks are like moving? If I do like that, it is moving like that. That's because the way the area trigger calculates the moving or the distance between every single block it's not that cool. And yeah, this happens when you like move really fast, is because, for example, you're on this one and then it moves really quickly, like instantly almost, and then you get this infinite momentum basically, which is why I decided to add in here a lot of teleportation thingies so you don't end up in the wall, because that was previously an option. So yeah, that was like the workaround that I found. I love this idea of like bombs and stuff like that. I love this idea. So now you are in here with 3 different doors. I'm not gonna provide any info about these doors nor about this boss right now. I'm gonna have to see for the future, and you're gonna use this one also for your advantage because you can set it up. And you see the cameras. These things are cameras, but it doesn't really matter because you're just a skeleton, right? And now there's the security. This is basically you're approaching the chamber that is going to destroy this whole thing in here. This whole level is going to destroy. And however, you need a key to get through there. So let's go down there. Let's go really fast. And Gleamy saved you with a block. Otherwise, you would have entered into these traps that have been set by the skeletons in case somebody makes it out of here. And here we have a position where you have to be a monster. And Gleamy helps you with a block to get around there and disguise yourself as this dude, which is now a ball, which I think is really, really cool. And now you are in here. You have to click this button in here. This red button. How do you click it? You're not supposed to know. You're supposed to think and figure it out on your own. This is basically like any other game thingy, like game through. I don't know how you call these things, but you can change the gravity to basically move this block, you know, and then you move it up, and then you want to move it to the left, and then it goes to the left, and then top, and then to the right. And this is awesome because it also changes the gravity of your player, which I think is really, really cool. So we want to do this, and then we want to go down, and then we're going to go left again. Then, okay, this was way too fast, so I'm going to have to go down again, and let's go left now. Go right. Now let's go left again. That was a little bit buggy. And now let's go up. So up and then towards the right. And now we have used the box for our advantage to grab the key. And some of you guys may say, well, that's a lot of really different gimmicks. And this is something that is really unique, I think, about this level, is that it has a lot of really unique puzzles. And it's not just the same thing over and over again. We actually have to think about, how do I press the button even though I'm a big dude? Well, use the box there, right? And stuff like that. So that is very, very cool. Now you want to go, you have the key for the security door. Now you just make your way up there and you open yourself the door. And here you can see these guys. They are, of course, in here doing their job. They're making sure that nobody gets to the chamber, because it is really important that nobody enters that place. And you have disguised yourself, which is perfect, as this rotating ball. And this guy thinks that enemies won't pass because this part is way too unsight readable. Of course, they have put this part in there so that nobody passes it. Totally makes a lot of sense. So the circumstances in here are also just perfect so that you can fit through these blocks perfectly. And yeah, nobody notices who you are because you're just a security guy, you know, you're just running around doing your stuff, you know, not really anything suspicious. And now using Gleamy again, he helps you go through this part, which otherwise would have been impossible, is a ball, which they have done on purpose. And now you are in this position, which is the final room before the chamber. This is where all these guys hang out, and they have a lot of weapons up there. So in case anybody, you know, gets through all these things that were set up by the skeletons, they can instantly kill him and get revenge. So yeah, you have disguised yourself. They don't know. And now you are in the final chamber. This is where you're gonna destroy this whole thing. You want to destroy the whole industry and their whole life because they have put you as a hostage. So now we want to click this button and boom, it spawns this awesome pipe which comes out of nowhere, and another one, and another one, and now the final pipe. Let's grab it as well, and boom, now the gates are gonna go down and a button, a huge boss button is gonna appear, which is there to activate the chamber. And if you want to click it, you can try. And there's somebody listening to you saying that they are warning you. And this is the final warning before you click the button, and then everything starts to explode and you get killed because they know you are there. But this is the end of part 1 of this level. There's a part 3 coming because this is, of course, the second level in this series. So this is awesome. I think this whole lore behind this level is really cool. And unfortunately, there were a bunch of bugs, like I told you guys, with like the bomb parts and stuff like that. And I wish I could fix these, but I can't. I either have to completely rework that part, or we're gonna have to see. So we're gonna have to see until Robtop fixes the area triggers, and then I'm gonna have to see if it fixes the level as well. But I find it absolutely unique that this level has no indications, and it is supposed to be that way, my dudes, because you are held hostage and you're supposed to escape without any help, and you just find Gleamy, which is perfect there to help you. You both escape together and you just destroy this whole thing. However, in the very end, they kill you. They grab you by your neck and then you die, which is the end of this part 2, which is perfect because you die and then the level ends, which I think is also a very awesome. So yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna call this series, this episodes of me talking about things, but yeah, that has been it for this one. I'm probably gonna make more about these guys because it's really fun just talking about these topics. And let me know what you guys think about this whole level thingy, and I really appreciate you guys watching this video as well, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.